Hello and welcome to the South King County Real Estate Update for February 5th. I bring the most current real estate news to you every Friday right here at 3 p.m. So I have a few things that I really came across some interesting articles today when preparing for this. And I am really excited to share some of these with you. I just think they're fascinating. So I'll go ahead and jump right on into it. All right. So, as I said before, this is South King County Real Estate Update for February 5th, 2021. What happened this week? So, in the news for this week, the Seattle Times talked about new homes for sale around Puget Sound, but buyers have to be ready to pay. So this is talking about a great increase in price over the course of a year. And generally in the fall and winter, we see fewer homes come on the market throughout that time period. And then at the beginning of the year, we start to see homes come back on, and by spring and summer, that's when we get the bulk of our inventory. This is just the real estate cycle that we see almost every year. It was a little messed up in 2020 because there was some other stuff going on, but after a few slow winter months, the Seattle we are getting some more listings to the market. So I'll show you specifically for King County in just a minute, but buyers are out there and looking for these homes that are finally coming into the market. But there have been some buyers that have been on the market for quite some time looking for homes, and we call that the backlog of buyers. And we have some new buyers joining this group as well. So basically, there is not a lot of inventory on the market. Even though we're getting some new homes to the market, they're going pending almost immediately. And in Southwest King County, so Federal Way and Burien are included in that, the median home price went up 20% from last year. So that area is just exploding on their home value. And I talked a couple weeks ago about rents in that area as well. And rents are going up in that South End area as well as these home values. Escalations are becoming very, very well. They have been very, very common for a while now. We've been in a seller's market for years, but it has just intensified with this current, or over the past year, it has just completely intensified. So there are a lot of the escalations are basically what people think of as the bidding war in real estate transactions. So it's saying, if somebody pays this much, I will pay $5,000 more than that. And we're seeing that a lot. Almost every residential transaction that's under $1 million is seeing these. And in King County, compared to, it would have taken close to 3 weeks to close, or 3 weeks to get rid of all of the inventory compared to 2 weeks in December. So we are getting a little bit of, excuse me, I am tripping over my words today. But yeah, it's an incredibly tight market, and months of inventory is down to a very short period of time. But closed sales for median condo price closed condo sales and median condo sale price in King County both went down about 6% from December. But pending condo sales is up 26%. So the closed sales is in December. Those are homes that went pending in November. A lot of the times it takes about 30 to 45 days to close on a home on average. And so the amount of pending condos is a lot more relevant number to right now, because it's what's happening right now. Those will close in a month. So if we're looking at pending condo sales, it's up 26% in January. So I've been saying this whole tale of two markets thing for a really long time about how the intense demand for residential homes in the areas surrounding Seattle is just intense. But condos, especially in high density areas like Seattle, they have been lagging on sales. We haven't seen many price drops. We've seen a bunch of condos expire and not sell, but now we are seeing that increase in the condo market as well. So that is a little encouraging for people coming back to the downtown Seattle area. But if you take a quick look at this, these were a couple charts from that article. Median home price has just skyrocketed in a year. So from 630, 500 last year to 725 now in King County. That is a huge jump in median price for a single year. So that's almost $100,000 in the median price jump for a single year. A lot of this has been driven by the low interest rates and all that, but we've seen people wanting, basically the value of home, the meaning of home is different to people now, and people are spending more time at home. So they want to spend more money on their home if they're going to be there more. And but you can see in Seattle, January 2020 to 2021, closed sales was actually up 30.5%. So this is quite the comeback, I must admit. And the price change was up about 10% from a year ago. As I said, we haven't seen the price decrease on those condos, but it's certainly, yeah, we're seeing a price increase, not as much as residential homes, but we are seeing a price increase in condos in Seattle, which this is the, oops. So yeah, so Seattle condos, this is condos compared to the residential sales. So the residential sales closed has gone up 30%, but closed for condos is up 23.1%. So it's really not lagging that much behind. And this is quite the comeback for condos. Not quite where we are with residential homes, but you can see in North King County, the closed sales did decrease a little bit, although it's a pretty small area that they're looking at. But home values still did increase in all of the counties. So this one came out a few days ago. Washington lawmakers look for ways to exit the eviction moratorium and prevent the fallout. This was actually a fascinating article, and I'm not going to get into too many of the details to this because it would take too long. But I did link this article in the description below. So if you are interested in what you hear, you can go read more on that link. So the moratorium that has been in place for close to a year now, they did a survey of renters in Washington, and more than 14% of renters say they're not caught up on their rent payments. This doesn't necessarily mean they haven't paid rent since the pandemic started, but 14% are behind at some degree. And the eviction moratorium is currently scheduled to end March 31st. And generally we have a level of evictions that happens in our area normally, and that has been totally shut down. So those normal evictions that would normally be happening aren't. So there's definitely a backlog of evictions that would have taken place whether the pandemic was here or not, that have not happened. And that, on top of all of the people that haven't paid rent or aren't caught up on their rent from the pandemic, could be facing eviction once the moratorium is lifted. And they're saying there could be a tsunami of evictions lifted because it's the backlog of all of these evictions plus the stress of the pandemic. So there will be more. You'll see articles that it's like 300, 400% in increase in evictions, but that's because we don't have any right now. It's really, there's very few reasons you can evict a tenant right now. So Republicans and Democrats basically have a number of ideas for how to deal with the flood of evictions when it comes, including rent funding, or like using the rainy day fund. They have listed a variety of ways to raise money to support these tenants and the landlords that are behind on their rent, or on their mortgage payments because they haven't been getting this rent. And there are a number of approaches that they are taking to look at this, and there's way too many ideas to get into, but I do recommend that if you're interested to go read the article. But some people are just looking to alleviate the financial burdens that are going to happen immediately, and others are looking to change the way landlord-tenant laws look going forward. So this was one of the most fascinating things as well about, I feel like I'm talking about Seattle way too much today, but what happens in Seattle really does affect what happens in the outer areas here. So the warning signs for downtown, Seattle sees biggest drop in demand for office space. And they did this VTS survey, which looks at potential tenants that are looking to rent out office buildings. They track the tenants' tours of the office buildings that are for rent. So this is a leading indicator rather than after the rental contract is signed. So they said that Seattle, even though we have had a 1% increase in the number of office jobs located in Seattle, we have seen an 80% drop in this VTS index. So in February, Seattle had an index score of 86. By December, it had fallen to 17. So there are very few people that are looking to rent office space, large office spaces in the downtown Seattle area. And so this could be just a lag in looking for office space, like they'll hire first and then look for office space, or it could be a sign of a more permanent shift towards hybrid work situations where it's partial work from home and partially at the office, or work from home situations. And you can see office using employees in Seattle. We did have a 1% increase where the other cities had decreased. The other cities in this survey all decreased. And the office demand index, we were down 80%, where that is we were down the furthest out of any of these large cities that they looked at. So I thought this was very, very interesting that we had the greatest increase in employment for office jobs, but the biggest drop in office demand. So they post the question here of basically, is this a warning sign for Seattle? Is this something that is going to lead to a lot less office spaces being used in Seattle? And we don't know. As I said, it could be that brief lag between hiring workers and leasing office space, or it could be a sign of that shift towards more remote work from home in the Seattle markets. And that could be because we have such a high percentage of tech workers in our area, and it's much easier for the tech industry to work from home in general because it's tech and they're connected through their computers. So we'll head on into mortgage rates, and we did drop down just slightly here to 2.73. So a year ago we were at 3.51, and so basically this is the U.S. economy shrank last year by the largest amount in 74 years. So the interest rates were kept low. And so, sorry, that was last week. This week we stay steady at that 2.73. And getting a little excited with my fingers here. So the amount of people seeking unemployment did drop this past week, which is a good sign for the economy. Not necessarily a great sign for interest rates, because as the economy improves, interest rates will rise. It's generally how it works. And so economists that are referenced here, well, as I've said before, a lot of economists are saying different things, but economists forecast that the interest rate will remain about the same throughout the year. However, if we jump over to the National Association of Realtors instant reaction to mortgage rates, it says that NAR is forecasting the 30% fixed rate to average 2.9 and 3.0% in the first and second quarter of 2021, respectively. This is just the first half of 2021. A lot of economists are forecasting that'll go up over 3% closer to the end of the year, and have a little fluctuation in there, of course, but interest rates are incredibly low and you don't know how long they'll stay this low. And so the pending home sales rose by 21% in December compared to a year earlier. And this is for national numbers. This is National Association of Realtors. But yeah, there's pending home sales rose by 20%, but we're still lacking all of that inventory because of the demand that's driving buyers through these low interest rates. And I showed this slide last week, but I thought it was important to touch on again. There are very few forecasters that think home values will go down. Like, I haven't heard of any forecasters that are nationally recognized that think home values are going to go down. Over time, home values have historically shown that they always go up over time. But if you're looking at an interest rate today at like 2.7% and a $300,000 home, if interest rates jump up towards the end of the year, it's going to greatly affect your payment if you choose to hold off on buying a home until the end of the year or until next year. $300,000 mortgage at 2.7%. In this example, the monthly payment is $1,216. And if you take that home value to $317, 100, so the projected increase in value throughout the year, plus the 3.4% interest rate, which is still historically low, but significantly higher than where we are right now, you'll have a difference of almost $200 a month in your monthly payment, and $68,000 over the life of the loan. So this number is just staggering. It shows the power of interest rates. They're so powerful on the monthly payment and the overall cost of the loan. So if you can, get in while the rates are low. So our inventory our pendings did drop off just slightly from last week. We're at 899. New listings are at 587, 587, which is the blue line here. So we're up just slightly from last week. And homes sold went down just a little bit to 495 for King County. And if we look at overall showing numbers for North America, these are key entries showing numbers. So anybody who's going in and using a key to enter the property will be included in this stat. And 2021 average is up 9.7% from the beginning of the year. And just a reminder to sign up for my newsletter if you haven't already. The link is in the description below. I have a variety of information that comes out in this. And I do have that referral program. So if you have anybody that is looking to buy or sell real estate in 2021, make sure to, there's a link down below where you can enter their information and enter yourself in this win a trip or $500 gift card referral program. Or you can reach out to me directly and I can assist you in that manner as well. So whichever is easiest for you, whether you want to fill out the form or contact me directly, I'm happy to receive your referrals and I will take great care of your friends and family. And just a reminder, it's the last chance. Tomorrow is my hot cocoa window paint night. So if you are interested in joining in at this point, you can still sign up to get the Zoom link. If you are nearby and want materials, you'll have to reach out to me directly. I have a couple packs left if you are interested, but we'll have to arrange delivery or pickup since we are getting down to crunch time here. So if you're interested, make sure to not delay and sign up or reach out to me if you want the materials. And I hope to see you there. If you have any questions, as always, please feel free to reach out. I am happy to help. I really enjoy these updates, so I hope you do too. I hope you find them valuable. If there's anything you'd like to learn about, hear about in future episodes, comment below, reach out to me directly. I am happy to hear your input and provide the type of information that you are looking for. All right, my name is Sarah Eggleston with John L. Scott. This is South King County Real Estate Update for February 5th. And I hope you have a fantastic week. I will see you next Friday. Have a good one.